Good morning, America, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there and to all the non mothers out there. I think everybody has mothering skills, especially if you're a woman. So, anyway, happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. And, uh, and I know today is Mother's Day, and I am here to talk once again a little bit about politics. But first, I want to say I'm going to take a sip of my Folgers instant coffee, which I enjoy immensely. And it is so delicious, people. Mm. It's a little hot. But anyway, I, I'm here to talk today about how, well, the world, the economy, and people who who really need to understand how this administration that we have in the White House and in Congress, the Republican Congress, how they are destroying our country. And one of the things that people do not realize is that we were all fed this lie that we were number one in the world. The fact is, America is not number one. America is dependent on other countries to be successful. We are all intertwined with one another with trade deals and such. We're dependent on other countries for food and many other resources from other nations, such as minerals and other items. And the thing is, without other countries working with the United States, we are on the losing end, and we are becoming a third world nation. America is. You look at how stagnant the wages are in America. Who in their right mind works at a restaurant in a lot of places where you're only being paid the minimum wage? A lot of them are in other states in America are still being paid $3.25 an hour as a waitress. And they're dependent on tips to make up the difference. And people don't have funding to tip any longer because tips have just gotten out of control. When you go to Walmart and you go through self-checkout, why is the screen asking you to tip? That should be illegal. You are scanning your own items. You are bagging your own items. And you are paying for your items. But they want you to tip them for you to do the work. So I'm telling everyone right now, any place you go that asks for a tip, refuse it. Do not leave a tip. It is another way to steal money from your pockets in America, this tipping game. Most countries do not allow tipping. It's really because they pay their people better wages. The cost of living in a lot of countries are not skyrocketing like our country is, where people are paying $3,000 a month for a 2 or 3 bedroom apartment or a condo. And that does not include your utilities either. People are working 2, 3, sometimes 4 jobs a week just to make ends meet. And only to afford top ramen noodles for a meal. The workers at McDonald's, I met a lady that worked at McDonald's, and she says, "Oh no, we don't get free food. Everything has to be accounted for." If we eat food at McDonald's, we have to pay for it. We don't get a discount either. And all that free food that you think these people are getting, no, it's not free. Somebody has to pay for it. And I'll tell you another thing. She said and pointed out that all the leftover food at McDonald's, they can't take it home either. They're told to bag it and trash it. McDonald's would rather trash food than to give it away to people that need food. That is how inhumane these fast food chains have become. They would rather throw food away than to feed the people. They would rather keep the prices high on meats and other items in the grocery stores, such as Walmart, and let them expire instead of lowering the prices so people can feed themselves. Walmart is a multi-billion-dollar company quarterly. They are raking in $14 to $23 billion every 3 months. Walmart. And yet, they want you to round out your bill at Walmart. Yes. I was even asked by a Walmart employee at the register, would you like to donate money to feed the poor? And I'm like, what the hell? You want me to donate to Walmart to feed the poor? And they are making billions of dollars quarterly? Isn't that something? They want the people to donate to Walmart to feed the poor, and then Walmart takes the credit for it. And is Walmart really feeding the poor? Well, I looked it up. I Googled it. I haven't found anything about it. I think it's just another ruse to try to steal money from the people. Yes. All these companies, even Goodwill, for Christ's sakes, they get everything for free. Everything donated for free. And yet, they always ask you if you want to round it out. I'm like, no. You already raised the prices that are ridiculous. Shoot, they want you to pay $3.49 where I live for a coffee mug. I can go to the Dollar Tree and get a coffee mug for $1.25. They're charging you $12 for a pair of jeans at our local Goodwills. $12 for used, dirty jeans. In some cases, as I was just flipping through and looking at prices, because not all jeans at Goodwill are the same. Some of the jeans are as high as $36. Their jackets, they have a sign saying jackets are $8.99. But then when you look at the tags on the jackets, it'll say this jacket is $34. Shoot, they had a jacket in there that was over $100. A used jacket. They had a pair of boots. Winter boots. and they wanted over $60 for them because it was a name brand boot. But it was used, it was worn, and it was dirty too. But because it had that little name brand on it, they wanted more money for it. Don't buy it. Go to yard sales. In my opinion, Goodwill can go goodbye. A lot of these thrift stores can go goodbye. Salvation Army? Where is the salvation? There is none. They did the same thing as Goodwill. They increased the prices on everything, and they are ripping off the consumer. So, I'm just letting you know, you need to hold on to your money, America, because we have become a third world country, and we are in the early stages, I firmly believe, of another Great Depression. And it is going to be horrible. Now, I live in the country, and this is the first time I've ever seen what I had witnessed, and it scared the hell out of me. I saw farmlands, and I'm not talking about a few acres of land. I'm talking about hundreds of acres. Being auctioned off. And still today, I see farmers selling their land. They even have their farming machineries on their land close to the road with for sale signs on them. They're not going to be farming. They can't afford it any longer. Less farms means less food. Less food means higher prices. How does that work? Well, if you have $20 and you want to buy a chicken, and somebody else has $25 and want to buy that chicken, who do you think they're selling it to? The guy with 25 bucks. That's right. It's all about profiting. And in America, that's what America's about. It's about profits. It's not about taking care of the people. It's about profits. How much they can take out of your pockets and put into their own. Medical insurance companies, auto insurance, homeowners insurance, banks, creditors, all of them. They want profits. They're not there to help you. If you get sick, they make money. Your medical insurance that you have, if it's Medicaid, Medicare, whatever you may have, your supplemental insurance company will pay a small portion, and then they collect from the others to cover the rest of the cost. Now, when you pay for your monthly or yearly dues to your private medical insurance, you still have to pay that portion, your deductible. And some of these deductibles are as high as $1,500 to $2,500 to $5,000 to $10,000 deductibles, depending on who you are and where you live. Everything is intertwined now. Your medical is intertwined with the DMV. Oh, you didn't know that, did you? Your medical is intertwined with the DMV, and the DMV is intertwined with your insurance companies. All of these things are connected. They all know your business. A lady I know where I live, her insurance company comes out and they draw blood from them. They take their blood pressure. They take their heart beat. They listen to their heartbeats. Well, her husband has high cholesterol. They raised his insurance. Now, because he has high cholesterol, he's at risk of a heart attack, they claim. So the auto insurance was notified, and now he has to pay more. Do you see where I'm going? When they are all intertwined with each other, they all profit off of you, one way or another. Now, they pay premium prices for their homeowners insurance. And they had a fire that happened. Well, they only paid back pennies on the dollar. Everything that was destroyed, they got very little for. Oh, but their insurance went up again too. And they didn't even get to recoup anything that they lost because they didn't get enough money. It's all a scam. Insurance companies, medical insurance, it's all a scam. It's all a ruse. They're there to take, not to help you, not to give back. And the sad thing about this is that we're told America is number one. America is number one. We're the greatest nation in the world. Look around, people. Look around. Look at your neighbors. Look at your neighborhoods. Look at your grocery stores. Look at the gas prices, the food prices. Look at the farmers that are closing down. Look at the people that are struggling just to make it another day in America. Remember how the idiot in chief in the White House went after deporting all the criminals, and yet the only ones he deported were farm workers that were here on their visas to work here. They were legally here, but it was all about numbers to make it look like they were doing something, but they weren't. Farmers began shutting down when that started. No one was there to pick the fruit off the trees. housing development started to shut down. A lot of these so-called illegals that were building homes in America and being underpaid, and yet they had to pay taxes every year as well into the system, but they don't get to collect Social Security either, and nor do they get to collect food assistance or government programs of any kind. You were fed the lie. And they destroyed our economy. By removing these essential workers in America. These illegals that worked our farms, that were building our homes, repairing our roofs after a disaster. See, it's very good to educate yourself, America, and do your research. I know a lot of the MAGA people just aren't bright people because they voted for a pedophile. They voted for a felony, a man with 34, 36 felonies on his belt. They voted for a man that has many bankruptcies under his belt. So you can't be bright mentally, knowing that all this was under his belt and you still voted for it. Now, the MAGA movement, which I find to be one of the most despicable group of people, and you are, when it began in 2015, before the idiot in chief got into the White House the first round, they were talking about make America great again. Did you ever once think to ask yourself what was wrong with America? Because before the idiot in chief got into the White House in 2016, America was doing pretty damn good. A lot of things happened during that first term. Biden won 2020. And they started repairing and reversing a lot of things that the idiot in chief that we have in the White House again had destroyed. And what happened? Well, people thought Biden was too old. The orange man in chief, who called him Sleepy Joe Biden, is everything he called Joe Biden. Kamala Harris was taking over. She only had 6 months to do her part. And she warned you, the American people, what would happen to our country if this man got back in the White House. And because she was black, and because she was a female, you made fun of the way she laughed. So what? Everybody laughs differently. Nobody has a perfect laugh. Who cares? Why are you focused on a person's laugh when you should be focusing more on what's happening with our economy. Under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they were literally trying to fix the damage that the idiot in chief did during his first term. And they were doing a pretty damn good job with it. And yet you voted for the idiot in chief again. And now look at the damage that's been done to our country. Look at the damage that has been done worldwide because you voted for an idiot, MAGA. You voted to put an idiot in charge of the country once again. A man that lies constantly. Every time he opens his mouth, it's a lie. There is nothing to be trusted from this man or his family or the Republican Party. They get out there and just lie. They feed you lies. And who did that before this? Hitler. Oh, yeah. See, you can spread lies. And you can feed them daily to the people to the point where they start believing the lies. But see, when people are educated, me and most of the friends I have, we know better than to vote for people like this in the White House. When we hear a lie, we know it's a lie. And the thing is, all you Republican states out there, they came for you. Yes, they came for you. They cut off your Section 8. They're cutting off your welfare assistance. They're cutting off your food assistance. They're cutting off the food programs for school children. They even cut off FEMA. And so if you have a natural disaster in your town, good luck. Because the orange man in chief is not coming to your aid. He's more interested in a golden ballroom. Who the hell needs a ballroom? And have you ever noticed? No, I know you haven't. So I'm going to tell you what's going on. When the East Wing was torn down, it was torn down illegally. Now, a lot of people are not aware of this, but they have barricaded the White House due to construction. Well, one thing people have not noticed is nobody is going to visit the White House any longer. When Barack Obama was in the White House, people were going there weekly to visit and take a tour. You don't even hear about it any longer. Look at the White House, how gaudy it looks now. Look it up on YouTube. Look it up on Google. Look at the videos, how gaudy the White House looks. Yes, it does. all that cheap gold-plated crap that the orange man in chief put up on all the walls, the frames of the pictures and stuff. It's just a gaudy looking thing. Tacky. Maybe it should be Donald John Tacky. Because that's what he is. He's just tacky. With those oversized ties that he wears. Those ridiculous suits he wears that don't fit him properly. They're just tacky people. Oh, this coffee is so good. Now, this administration has destroyed our relationship with all other nations. We are no longer number one. We are indeed a third world country. As I stated, we are not getting supplies from other countries. We are in the middle of May of 2026. By the end of May and the month of June, prices of everything is going to double and triple in the grocery stores, at the gas pumps. Oil change for your cars are going to go sky high. Auto insurance, homeowners insurance will go sky high. Because there's going to be less of products to rebuild a home if it's been destroyed. See, a lot of you out there didn't realize that when Canada severed their ties with America because they do not want to deal with the buffoon in the White House any longer. All the wood that you get at Menards and other places like Home Depot to build a home with has come to an end. See, most of the wood that we got to build the homes with came from Canada and other countries. A lot of the metals that we got to build chips for computers, for your cell phones, for your televisions, are all coming to an end. Because none of these people want to do business with the buffoon in the White House. Not one of them. And that's sad. But that's just the way it is. So yes, you will be paying more. And it's around the corner. And you will be paying more. I wish you all the best in America. But I'm telling you, you better get prepared. Because we have no allies. And we are no longer number one in the world. Other countries are ditching the US dollar. And guess what? That means we're going to have a lot less. God bless you all. I wish you the best. And I hope people wake up and vote blue across the country in November of 2026 so we can try to repair our relationships with all other nations once again. Bye-bye.